A very good morning and welcome to a Global Morning, the weekend edition. This is a Saturday morning. My name is Ubong, sorry. And as usual, we have Sadia Yakubu right here in the studio. A very good morning to you, Sadia.
Good morning, Ubong Usoro. Happy weekend.
Yeah, happy weekend.
You say?
You're looking amazing.
I told you that if you want to give me this kind of compliment, always, monetize the compliment. Alright, good morning, and this is how we keep it rolling on Global Morning, the weekend edition. I am Sadia Yakubu. Nice 20 days with Ubong Usoro, as usual.
Right, a very good morning to you. I'd like to start this morning with talking about workplace stress. I don't know why you're laughing. And,
are you stressed?
No, I'm not. But worn out. A lot of persons year to year, they do not have a place to take a vacation, to even take
I know you. You know that.
So what
that if you're saying anything, I know where you're coming from. I know where you're going to.
How do you know where I'm coming from? I'm talking about
you know it.
No, but
so
now Nigerians, because I hear these complaints there and there, right? People complain about the.
I told you, I said I know it very well. So now, if I'm correct, you need a vacation.
No, not me.
I don't understand.
I went on a vacation the other time. Right,
how many months ago?
No, it's not even up to. Vacation must not be every day now. But let's talk about the fact that many Nigerians, even those that have money, do not take out time to go to places like beaches. Yeah. When last did you see a Nigerian go to a beach?
Average Nigerian.
Average Nigerian. Oh, you yourself. When last did you go to a museum? Right?
Yeah.
When last did you go to a stadium to watch a football match? Maybe if you don't know football, any sports that you know. These are things that people do, right? And you don't really need to be a rich person to do
that.
You just take yourself out, go to a museum, go to a zoo, enjoy nature. The last time I went to a museum, you just look at the work of art, you appreciate art. You could be inside a museum for 3 or 4 hours, you won't even know time has gone, because the more you see, if you are detail-oriented, you start thinking, how did this person do this? What is the message the person is trying to pass? So there's a lot of... When did you even see a Nigerian go to a library?
Let me just say, for an average Nigerian person, I don't know, is it average or middle class? Should I use that word? Middle class Nigerian man. He wouldn't think of going to a museum or going to recreational centers or going to a zoo, because the economy is already harsh. So all he would think is the money he would use in, maybe he doesn't have a personal car, the money he would use in transporting himself using the the public transport system from his destination to either any of the parks, like the amusement park or museum. He would calculate it and rather feel like, let me just buy one module of rice and eat with my family, at least, even if it's not rich. Like if the food is not rich, let them just have something to put down there. You get, so for a middle class Nigeria or middle class person thinking of going out to have fun.
That's what I was saying. And you said
I know where you're coming from. On your own path, you want to go out.
And we cannot, exclude ourselves from this conversation.
Yes.
Because by and large, we are Nigerians.
Yeah, we are all Nigerians.
We are very average Nigerians.
We are average Nigerians.
In quotes, right? So, it's about time that once in a while, because we have updates. There are days you don't come to work from morning to night, and maybe you go to wherever you want to go to.
If I say something, you say it's not like that.
You go to wherever you want to.
Where are some persons?
Right. So why don't you take that day and go to a museum? Why don't you take that day and visit a zoo? Why don't you take that there and go to a library? Why don't you take that there and go to a beach?
Zara
went to a beach the other day.
He said Zara. I am Sadia, not Zara.
Right.
That's what she loves to do. That's what she wants to do. Because if you are to weigh the responsibilities of work now, you know, if you get paid, yours is just to rest.
Right.
She has that luxury of time to go to the beach. And that's what she wants to do.
Tadia, let's go for a short
break. That's the issue. So let's trash it out here.
Alright, but let's go for a short break. I will come, we look at the newspaper or the paper and say, no minus, that's how I will roll on the program to make it fun and exciting for you. Stay with us.
Up with Global Morning, your daily guide to what's happening and making the rounds.
We delve into headlines, newspaper reviews, spot-on analysis, policies, current events, real talk, real issues that affect us all.
From the latest trends to the debates, every topic, every angle, Global Morning is where it all starts.
Global Morning,
for the latest issues,
always on point.
Watch Global Morning Monday to Friday at 7 a.m. Saturday and Sunday at 8 a.m. on Global Television.
Alright, so welcome back now. This is where we get to look at what the papers are saying. Every morning when we come on the program, we like to look at what the papers are saying for information and just for you to know the opinions that are written down in the papers are opinion of the publishers and the publishing house, and has nothing to do with Global Television. So we just bring the papers to you. This morning, the first newspaper we'll be looking at is The Nation's newspaper. The Nation's newspaper. Alright, so Sadia, you take us through the lead story.
Alright, the lead story says, Obi, NDC kick asks court, void parties registration. INEC mom, NDC vows to appeal decisions. Lawyers divided over reversal of judgment. All on page 4 of The Nation newspaper.
Alright, so that's the big story, and I think that's going to be the story that we'll be seeing on virtually all the other newspapers today. Other story says how 7 Boko Haram ISWAP commanders returning from Hajj were arrested at airports. Minister Tinubu signs new NIMC Act into law. That's on page 26 of the newspaper.
I'd like us to talk about this, how 7 Boko Haram and ISWAP commanders returning from Hajj were arrested at airports. Hajj is the Holy Land, all right? That's, let me just say, the headquarters of Islam, all right? So you don't go there dirty and come back to continue your dirty acts. They are terrorists, they've killed people, they've oppressed people, they've made people go through hell. A lot of blood stains on their hands, and you're going to Hajj to do what? To do what exactly? When back home, if you want to go for Hajj, you must make peace with people. Nobody would go hungry. Like, nobody will cry for that I'm hungry, or you went with what we call debt. In Hausa they say bashi. You won't live for Hajj if you're owing anybody a dime. You must clear your debts. Make sure your household is in order before you go for Hajj. Now, as a bandit, or a terrorist, you're going to Hajj. When you have, I want to believe they still have some people held captive under them while traveling to Hajj. So, to me, I don't think, they just went on, let me just say, tour. And they went to relax, but they didn't go for Hajj. Because Islam doesn't preach violence. So you going for Hajj, saying you went for Hajj and you're coming back, that's not a Hajj.
Right, absolutely.
That's not Hajj. And kudos to Nigerian government for arresting them. Yeah.
I'd like to agree with you on that. It's quite sad that this is where we are, where you see persons, do all forms of things and they'll still come back to claim that they are religious people.
Sometimes it really hurts me. You hear them chanting Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, God is the greatest, God is the greatest, and you're killing someone. Allah said, for you to take a soul, it's better for you to go to Mecca, go to the Kaaba. That is the only land where they are coming from. There's one called Kaaba. So it's better you go there, destroy that Kaaba, and then burn it to ashes, gather the ashes together, and then pour it away. It's better for you to do that than to kill a human being. That's to tell you the significance of human's life before the creature. So you don't go to Mecca and come back that you're doing holy land for who?
It's sad that we've had extremisms, tendency, and we've had people who have put religious colorations from all religions, right? You see people who say they are traditionalists and they offer sacrifices, they kill people in terms of saying they want to do rituals and make money. We know, even when you look at our traditional religion, as at then, killing murder wasn't something that was approved
at all.
But you come to Christianity, the same thing. You see persons who say they are pastors. We've had allegations where some persons will have to bury people to get power, to do all of those kind of human sacrifices. Those are not in the Bible. And as I have said this morning, the Quran too doesn't agree to wasting of human life. But you see all of these people do these things in the name of religion from across board. And we are tested by such acts, and we will never support things like that. Right, other stories this morning. Sanwo-Olu orders demolition of distressed buildings after mall collapse. It's on page number 5 of the newspaper. And Sadia, you take the next.
How pastor killed a teenager over 30,000 naira. See what we were just talking about now. No religion preaches violence. No religion. I don't know for maybe those that don't worship God, those that have what they worship differently. But so long as Islam and Christianity are concerned, nothing like killing. Nothing like, I'm just tired of the I'm just tired of the because it's not easy.
We'll move past this.
I pray and hope. Let's just pray and hope so.
Right, we'll move past this, right? There are challenges, and nation states, right, from history and time immemorial have gone through their own different forms of challenges. What we just need is a political will from leadership. Because if the leadership stamp their feet on the ground and say we need an end to this, they can absolutely put an end to this.
It's happening from afar. Right? We only hear these things from afar. Before I even forget, we now have a new terrorist group, Seimala, coming up again. After the Lukurawa, the Boko Haram, the SIS, ISWAP. Now we are having another one coming together, Seimala. Now, most people will believe that these same island are typical Hausa people. They move from one state to another, different locations. They will come together and form this group, and then they keep they'll hide under the umbrella of religion. And then they attack innocent lives. They kill innocent people on a daily basis. Now, it's not like our leaders don't know what's happening. If I'm not mistaken, I stand to be corrected. I think late General Abacha said something about insecurity. He said if war lasts for 24 hours, that means you have leaders involved. All right, this terrorist insecurity issue has lasted for many years. We are still suffering from this. A lot of huge amounts of money have been pumped into this insecurity, but it's just like it has become a business. I know, yes, we have some individuals out there sponsoring this insecurity stuff to either tarnish the name of government or to destabilize the activities of the country. In some state, like my own state where I come from, there are some local government that we have natural resources like gold and all these things. So you find foreigners coming into the country using private jets, all right, going into various local government that they know that they have these golds. They will kill the people. I'm sorry for using that language, kill. They will kill the people there and then mine goods. They will make sure nobody comes back to that village or that local government. That place automatically belongs to them. You're pushing out people to go and start living a life they are not used to, begging, staying in IDP camps and stuff like that, keeping people under pressure, under pain, hungry. So tell me, if you're hungry, do you have that energy to farm? No, of course you won't have food in Nigeria. Everything will keep rising. That's because of the insecurity.
Right. Absolutely. Issues that concerns insecurity bothers all Nigerians, and it is really sad that as a country this is where we are at this time. Let's look at other stories. On your adoption, why we declare curfew in 10 local government. This is coming from Oyo State Governor Seyi Makinde. Alright, we'll do one more story. 7 years of sterling performance. This is the picture advert story on Governor Zulu and what he's been able to do in the states, talking about Borno State for the 7 years. I think the last story on this newspaper says Governor Abdulrazak re-elected president of the Forum of African Region, right? That's for Governor Abdulrazak, Kwara State Governor. Congratulations to you, Abdulrahman Abdulrazak, on that particular re-election. And let's move to the Telegram newspaper, the Saturday edition. I said I will walk us through the paper. A Telegram newspaper, Saturday edition of the newspaper. Okay, so let me do the lead story. The lead story says Presidential Campaign Council, APC, National Working Committee moves to forestall repeat of 2023 friction. Members' position for key roles, sentiment within party is that the NWC members should head directorate. Leaders not comfortable with calls to make Wike DG of Presidential Campaign Council.
Alright,
go ahead.
Alright, so next story. Insecurity. Army set to recruit 28,000 troops, says Chief of Army Staff.
Right. Okay, so that would be a good one for the Nigerian Army. An entertainment story. Yeni Kuti says Nigeria would have been great if people had listened to Fela. Nigeria would have been great if Nigerians had listened to Fela.
Alright, report Nigerian draws down a $1.5 billion as first tranche of $5 billion United Arab Emirates loan deal. And that's on page 4 of Saturday Telegraph.
No cause for alarm over court judgments nullifying NDC's registration set for appeal. That's coming from their presidential candidates, Peter Obi.
Alright, how pastor flogged 13-year-old girl to death over alleged 30,000 naira theft. And that's on page 26. So let me ask you a quick question here. If you are the parents of, or you're the dad of this child, the 13-year-old girl that a pastor flogged to death, what would be your reaction?
This is quite very sad. Let me start by sympathizing with the family, because having a child that you've trained
to that age,
to 13, it's no mean feat.
Yeah.
The Nigeria of today. If you want to do a cumulative analysis of how much you may have spent over the years, you realize that something substantial has gone into the training of that child, right? So it's not a walk in the park. And this also speaks to control of anger, because I've seen issues like this. It doesn't make it right. Even if this child has stolen 1 million naira, there's no amount of money that can be equated with somebody's life, one. And two, you are not the court of law. It is still an allegation, right?
Yeah.
And the Nigerian Constitution says that you are presumed to be not guilty until convicted by a court of competent jurisdiction. That means even if I saw you with my eyes removing and stealing 30,000, I don't have the rights to prosecute you. The highest I can do is to take it to a court of law. The processes will be served, lawyers will argue. In fact, even if you don't have a lawyer, the country or the state is mandated, if it's in a state, to get you somebody to defend you. So it makes that room for you. You have to be defended. The facts have to be led. At the end of the day, the only person that have the right, all through that process, you are called an accused. You are not called a thief or a criminal. You are called an accused. So it's when the process is done, the judge can now say, you are this, and the judge is the one that will give the judgment. Okay, 50 years imprisonment, life imprisonment, firing squad, whatever is the judgment is the position of the judge. It's not the position of the person whose money was stolen, right? Except in the cases of maybe self-defense, and the judgment can argue to that. So it speaks to one, control of anger, because I've seen issues like this before when a husband came back and caught the wife with another man and was angry, removed his leg and kicked her thigh, and she fell down and she died. That case was not treated like you came back, you were right, though no, the man went to jail because of that. Right? So it speaks to the issue of how we respond. I know that sometimes it can be very difficult because some of us can be overbearing when we are angry, right? But it should teach us, even in your anger, right? We don't hit somebody, especially people that are younger than you. And even as parents, because especially for African parents, some of them, when they're angry, they are loose, they forget about...
Sorry, before we move further, the mother of the said girl said she took him there for him to counsel her, not to flog her.
You can
to
imagine.
Death. She only took her there for him to counsel her.
Right. And also some of these things, we just really need to be careful and keep praying, because I remember while we were growing up, if we did something that was wrong, our neighbors had the right to discipline us, right? Remember one of those days we had a neighbor who was a boxer.
I could imagine.
He was a boxer, and he had warned us repeatedly that we should not come to watch movie in his house, like stand by his window. As we all did then. So one of those days we went and he counted us. He told us to kneel down and to go on our knees and to walk on our knees for distance. By the time we finished, all of us, our knees were peeled, blood was coming out.
That's a harsh punishment.
That was a very harsh punishment. My father did not even respond. My father even said, "Thank you very much." The highest thing they did, they just took us to, the boxer, he took us to a chemist, so they dressed the wound for us.
He even tried.
So that they will not be tetanus. But we learned our lessons that day. But I guess if it is now, the parents will be
How dare you do this to my child? He don't help me to do that.
So even now in hindsight, if I look at it, I think maybe there would have been a better approach, right?
Yeah.
Because these are people's children. What if a child faints and dies?
Like just like this one now we have.
So when you are disciplining even your own child, they have to be, because some people are sick.
Yeah.
Right?
And you wouldn't know.
Just like fighting people. There's somebody that you could just give a punch now.
And
gone.
that's all.
It's gone. So when that happens to you,
and you start saying, I should have known, had I known, I shouldn't have done this, I shouldn't have done this. We are just fighting, we are just... Who will listen to that?
Right. So just like, and it takes us to different angles now, because this can be, taken to different angles. If you are a partner to somebody, you don't fight your partner, whether as a husband or whether as a wife. You don't know if your husband has high blood pressure or is sick.
Or the wife.
Or the wife, right? And you just say, oh, that's how we used to fight, though. That day may not occur well with you. So, I feel sorry for the pastor, right? But there are consequences to such actions, and we cannot pretend about it. He has to answer to it, and this may likely cost him his own life, right? So please, let's learn lessons. There's something they say in my place. They say, let the fall of the fresh, the fall of the fresh branch be a lesson to the dry branch. If you are no longer fresh, you are dry.
Anything can happen.
Because the fresh one can. For what happens to you, so you will learn lessons from them to control our anger. All right. So let's take all the stories this morning. Let's have the newspaper displayed so that Sadia can take the other stories that we have.
All right. So other story, I think that's all.
Right. Okay. Yeah. I think that's all. I think we've taken
so
the last
next
Okay. So I'll just do the story on the right. I says Tinubu attends to NIMSI Act, moves to make digital identity bedrock of security, governance, and 1 trillion economy. I'll just mention if you think of this NIMSI Act before we move. I think for me this is incredible because remember when the national ID card was first propounded, we were told that it is very important because at least I've been to I've left the shores of Nigeria, and in other countries, as let me use a local parlance now, just a word. They know upon you well, right? Like in other countries, you cannot try to move about as a visitor, as a foreigner in the country, because it's not your country, right? Without your visa, without your entry card, without the necessary papers, you cannot even think of it. Even their own citizens move around with their national identity number, right? It is for security reasons. You could just see a policeman stop and ask everybody for ID. But I think in Nigeria we are so lax about this identity system. While we have many of them, there's this national identity, the national ID card, there's the voter card, there's the driver's license, there's the, which other one?
The NIMSI.
Yes. And different other...
NIN.
NIN, yeah, you have the NIN, there's the BVN, also identity. You need to buy you need to buy a SIM card. Your identity will be taken. When you were writing JAM, your identity you even did some printing at that point and all of that. But we've not been able to harness it into one. I know the many times except now I'm conscious about it, I go with my ID card, work ID card to a lot of places.
Yeah.
But I know the many times I've even traveled interstate without any identity.
And nobody will question you.
Nobody questions you. It's not supposed to be so. So how do you now trust people that are your citizens? We should, for everybody that comes into a location, we should know, right? We should be able to trust how many persons travel from. We have freedom of movement, but the government has a right to track those movements because they don't know if you are moving to do harm. Especially now that we have terrorist tendencies everywhere.
Good.
We have people.
I was about saying that.
Right. So if you are moving into a place, we should know what are you going to. Maybe not what are you going to do there, right? But we should know where you are going to, why you are going there, right? And there should be some form of identity. You should not move on the streets without your identity. There should be some form of... So if the government now is saying we want to digitalize it, like in the US they have the social security number. If we are going to have maybe the NIN or whatever number, digitalize it so that it becomes the hallmark of our security architecture, I think it will be good, because we need to settle down and know our citizens. It is about time. We must know those who are Nigerian, because there are even rumors that most of the persons causing mayhem in the country are not even Nigerians.
I like the word rumor, allegedly. But if we should go by the real investigation, truly they are not Nigerians, because their own, if you listen to them speaking, let's say Fulani for example, the Fulani of Nigeria, when you hear them speak, you'll be able to identify that, yeah, these are Nigerian Fulani. Now when you hear those, some of those bandits speak Fulani, you could tell that this one is not from Nigeria. If you look at their mode of dressing, you could tell that these ones are not Nigerian. Even the Nigerian Fulanis now, most of them are living the urban areas to the city. They are living rural. Am I correct? To the urban area because of safety. Them too, they are not safe because these people don't care. So we have foreigners coming in as terrorists.
Right.
They come, they operate, they give them weapons. I think around last month, someone came out on one of the national dailies saying the weapons bandits are operating with in Nigeria, weapons from, I think, I will try and get...
Is it Libya?
Libya, right? So you could see, that's because our borders are weak.
Yes.
All the customs, all the security agencies there, all they're after, most of them is just, you give them, you come to checkpoints, you see checkpoints, but then they just do alpha. Before you just took hand and then do like this and they go. They don't know whether you're a bandit, whether you're a kidnapper, or you've kidnapped somebody, or you're carrying weapons, bringing it into the country. And then much later they start displaying gallons of cooking oil that they've arrested. This one, smugglers, those carrying these okrika, grade 1, they've arrested them, they'll do this, and then they display. Whereas most of these people caught seeing issues in the country have passed your border.
Yeah, I think the issue of our porous borders are issues that we have to settle down and sort it
exactly.
once.
If we can have control over our border from Niger and from that Taraba State, Adamawa axis, another border, I think if Nigerian government could create a strict rule there, yeah, I think security issue in Nigeria would get better. For me, my opinion.
Right, absolutely. All right, so let's still take other stories on the newspaper this morning. We're looking at the Telegram newspaper, Saturday edition of the paper. All right, so I'll take this story. 24 Nigerian universities top sub-Saharan Africa in global ranking. It's on page 6. Kudos to Nigerian universities, right, getting into ranking in Africa. There are many Nigerian universities that are doing well. I know that we can do better.
Yeah, so let's move to the next newspaper before we call it a day.
Yeah, let's move to the next newspaper. All right, so we'll look at the Tribune newspaper. The next paper that we'll be looking at this morning is the Tribune newspaper. Tribune newspaper this morning. The lead story says NDC reps. Okay, go ahead, Sadia, and take the lead story.
All right, NDC reps on Kogi judgment if it's judicial coup against democracy. The timing apparently betrays the intent. The order was issued on a very day INEC was expected to open its portal and issue access codes for political parties to upload candidates for the 2027 elections. And that's on page 3 of the Saturday Tribune.
It is time to use our common sense to make Nigeria a better place. Obi of Onitsha speaks on childhood and programs.
All right, troops dismantle ISWAP roadblock, rescue 53 hostages, recover 8 vehicles in Borno. That's on page 3.
Okada returns, rekindle security fears across Lagos. It's on page 8.
Man tells Ibadan, quote, "My wife threatened me with knife. Dates 2 of my church members." And that's
Okay, so we'll take this one. World Cup, Brazil, FA wants referee banished. It's on page number 11.
the audacity for me, for a wife to threaten her husband with knife and while dating 2 of his church members. What's really going on?
Yeah, lots of...
Apart from the banditry and kidnapping we have in our various communities or various locations of the country, we still have this kind of issue to deal with.
marital issues.
Yeah, it's either the husband kills his wife or the wife kills the husband.
Marital issues are relationship issues, and they've always been there since time immemorial.
Yeah.
And they will always be there. All right, so I don't think we could just advise, right?
For me, if you know you want to go into marriage, you don't love the person, because like I think last month, we are still in June, no, this month, we had a bride in Kano, stabbed her husband, and then the man didn't die immediately. So when she ran out screaming for help, that someone came into her house to stab the husband. The man dragged himself. He dragged himself, and when neighbors started coming, he told them that, no, my wife did this to me. So if you know you don't love that man, don't get married to him. If you're under pressure from the family, you know, yes, I'm not a core northerner. So for the core northern person, they do what they call arranged marriage. All right. These arranged marriage, sometimes it's favorable and sometimes it doesn't. For some persons, it doesn't favor them. So if you know, this is our Gen Z generation now. They can tell you, I don't want this person, and then I will have some of our parents ignore that thing, that talk, I don't want this person. If someone can come out openly and tell you, I don't love Ubong, and you said, okay, I must get married to Ubong, because Ubong's father and me, my dad, are siblings, and for that we must get married. Definitely, I will stab Ubong to death because I don't love Ubong.
Right,
We are just family members. So what I'm trying to say is, if you know you don't love him or her, don't go into that marriage. And if you know you're going into a marriage to have an extramarital affair, from where I come from, it's a sin. You don't do it.
Right.
So if you know you don't want it, avoid it.
Right.
Don't kill anybody, don't stab anybody, and don't do extramarital affair. It's better you walk out of that marriage than having an extramarital affair.
Absolutely, I'll concur with you. But let's go for a short break now as we bring our guest in for the first segment of the show. Please stay with us.
In an age of breaking news, you need a trusted source that prioritizes accurate, factual, and unbiased reporting. This is AM News, and I am Ubong Usoro.
On Global Television, our news is rooted in verified and authoritative storytelling that keeps you educated, informed, and enlightened on all the issues that matter to you. I am Sadia Yakubu. This is Midday News.
You can trust our multi-platform news broadcast real-time and fast-check stories for all the big local and foreign headlines round the clock. I am Ramsey Enoch Agbo. This is News Express.
Our array of anchors delivers the news to our teeming viewers, breaking it down with context and perspective. This is News Cycle on Global Television. I am Anieti Patrick.
And the flagship news is your hub for the day's most engaging stories. This is News Prime, and I am Jumai Manson.
Did you miss any of our news rounds? No worries. Catch up at 10 p.m. and midnight, 7 days of the week. I am Mukhtar Kasim.
Global TV is on DSTV channel 365 and Star Times channel 276. We're active across all social media platforms at Global TV NG.
Global TV News, accurate and unbiased. I'm Uyi Agmofwebe.
Thanks for joining us. The rainy season is certainly making its presence felt, with many parts of the country receiving widespread and significant amount of rainfall over the past few days. And if you've been enjoying the cooler weather, there's more to look forward to. As we head into Tuesday, an overnight weather system is expected to bring thunderstorms to parts of Borno, Adamawa, Taraba, some parts of Kaduna, Kebbi, the Federal Capital Territory, Nasarawa, Niger, Plateau, some parts of Benue, and Kogi states. So if you're heading out early, don't forget to keep your umbrellas closed. For our coastal communities, including Lagos, Ondo, Ogun, some parts of Delta and Cross River State, expect a damp start to the day with intermittent showers. As we move into late afternoon and evening, another round of rains and thunderstorms are expected to develop across much of the northern region, the north central states, and several locations within the southern cities. Overall, the weather remains unsettled with more rainfall activities expected in the coming days. Keep an eye on the forecast, take extra care on the roads, and stay safe. Thank you for watching.
At Aerogym Shoe Factory, excellence starts from the ground up. Located at number 1 Pound Road behind Nigeria Correctional Service, Aba, Abia State. We produce 1,500 high-quality shoes every single day. Paramilitary shoes, safety boots, desert boots, ankle shoes, back-to-school footwear. All crafted with state-of-the-art equipment and built for strength, comfort, and durability. For reliable footwear that stands the test of time, choose Aerogym Shoes for better product, strong steps, smart style. For inquiries, call 091-264-53399 or 070-3009-3944 or 080-6573-8374 or call 081-3167-3668. Email info@aerogym.com. Website www.aerogymdesign.com. Aerogym. Walk with confidence. Walk with pride.
At Wichtech Cables, we don't just make cables, we deliver excellence. Our products are built with advanced technology, trusted for their unmatched quality and durability. With a wide range of cables, swift delivery, and continuous innovation, we stay ahead of the market demand. We are proudly Nigerian, fully indigenous, yet world-class. Backed by a professional team, strong technical support, and a deep commitment to customer satisfaction. Woochtech Cables is more than a brand, it's a promise. Woochtech Cables, quality cables better than the best.
A very good morning once again, and welcome to this segment of the program where we look at issues. And one of the issues that has been of concern to all Nigerians has been this NDC deregistration. And even Omoyele Sowore, who is the presidential candidate of the AAC, his bail was revoked by Honorable Justice Umar. And some Nigerians have spoken about this issue. And one of the persons who have spoken about the issue is the national chairman of the Democratic Leadership Alliance, DLA. The DLA is a party that was registered on the same day as the NDC. That was February earlier this year. And he is with us live in Abuja studios, Barrister Samuel Mema, national chairman of the Democratic Leadership Alliance. A very good morning to you, Chairman, sir.
Good morning. Thank you very much for having me.
Right. So, I saw your statement on Sowore. He is not a member of your party, but your party released a statement, and I saw you speaking to the issues. Why are you concerned, and what's your position?
Well, very clear. We are practicing democracy in our country, and we feel it is necessary for us to protect all the instruments that makes democracy function in a country. And for Omoyele Sowore has been very consistent from the time when he was in the university as a student leader. And we know, for me and for the party, all the troubles that the government had made him pass through over the years has always been, I've never seen Sowore being charged for stealing or for fraudulent activities. It has always been, oh, you said this against the government, you behave in this manner, because government always want to eat and not wanting anyone to distract them. And that is unfortunate. But now, Omoyele Sowore is a presidential candidate of a political party, so it therefore means that he's not someone that will run away from trial. And when you look at the trajectory and the surrounding circumstances behind his incarceration, it is because we believe that the court was used as an instrument, to send them back to prison. For someone who is enjoying his bail condition, and simply because he did not appear, which, truthfully, he was in court on that same day, and the court revoked his bail, and sent him back to prison. We need more Sowore in Nigeria today, in a country where people are being shut down, people are scared to speak. That you have very few persons that are ready to come to the streets, that are ready to speak for the people, and you find the courts being presented themselves as an instrument to be used by the executive arm of government, to destroy the opposition, to clamp down on dissenting voices. So for us as a political party that believes in leadership advocacy, we cannot allow that to stand. And we mean every word that we've written in our statement, and we believe that Sowore should enjoy his bail condition while the trial continues. If the president is someone who is focused, ordinarily, if someone calls you a criminal, then prove that you're not a criminal.
But the burden of proof is on the accuser.
No. The burden of proof is on the prosecutor, not on the accused. So, what you see is that we have a system, a government who have failed in its primary responsibility to protect lives and property. Did you see the video when he was arrested? In a country where many communities, many local governments in many states in the northern part of this country, in some states, more than 40% or 50% are ungovernable. And you have the DSS showing muzzles because you want to arrest an innocent young man who is speaking up against bad governance. And we can practically see the effect of bad governance in our country. So we believe that irrespective of political affiliation, the truth must be said. And that is what we have spoken out, and we believe that come the next adjourned date, which is on Tuesday, we are going to rally on in support of him and other Nigerians that are unlawfully being detained by this brutal government. So Nigeria must begin to rise up to say enough is enough. We cannot continue to tolerate this act of injustice. Those who need justice are neglected. Thousands and hundreds of people are being taken away from their homes. Ransoms are being paid in this country, left, right, center, up and down. And the government is not doing enough to protect the lives and properties of people. So what you do is to clamp down on people who are speaking up. The idea to speak to what you can use to respond to those who are speaking up is to perform and to respond to their issues and not to arrest them. So we are not comfortable with the decision of the courts. We respect the sanity and the constitutional responsibility of the courts to administer justice, but at the same time we must not be silent in the means of oppression, as we have seen in the case of Sowore.
All right, so your party, I've spoken about that, but just yesterday too, we saw Federal High Court in Lokoja, Justice Ida, who revoked, they asked that INEC shouldn't recognize the NDC, a party that was registered by INEC the same day your party was registered, citing some issues that they should return to the status quo because a party or an association, the PMP, right, asked that the same logo, that the peace sign used by the NDC, was rejected by INEC as when they tried doing registration in 2015, but it was later accepted for the NDC, claiming that sign, the victory sign, is theirs. And I think on that locus, the judge said, all right, INEC, the register NDC until this matter is fully resolved. How did that come to you?
Well, for me, because I represent a different political party, right, and the NDC was announced registered on the same day that our party, the DLA, was equally announced registered. I don't forget that according to INEC, 171 applications was received in this registration exercise, and out of the 171, there was a series of screening, checking out the logos, the acronyms, the names, the motto, and so many things, the constitution and other things that makes up qualify a political party to be registered. At the end of the day, on the 5th of February, INEC announced the DLA, the Democratic Leadership Alliance, as the only party that met the requirement of law and was registered. On that same day, INEC equally announced the NDC, the Nigerian Democratic Congress, registered in compliance with a court order. From the same court that now issued that INEC should not recognize the party to be registered as a political party. Well, I'm not so familiar with the judgment of the court that made INEC to recognize the NDC as a political party. I got to know the name of the NDC for the first time on the 5th of February, on the same day that our party was announced registered. But I want to speak a little bit about what I know about the party registration procedures. I remember before I led the registration process of my party, the Democratic Leadership Alliance, and what we know is that in terms of choosing logo, an association intending to be registered as a political party must choose a logo to be used for the political party, a logo that is not in existence or must have been used by political parties or must have been used by political associations intending to be registered as a political party. That is information that we got. So at the end of the day, but for political associations must choose their logo based on belief and based on the representation of the idea of the political party. Like in the case of the DLA, the pen, the golden pen simply means to write the history of our country. So that is the wisdom behind the choice of our logo. I will speak a little bit on the court judgment based on what I know. Having been registered by court order, such a party automatically have equal status with a political party that was properly registered in compliance with INEC regulations. Now, if certain persons or an association had gone back to that court, because I got to understand recently that the judgment was a default judgment. It therefore means that the NDC had approached the court, asking the court to declare or to compel INEC to register the political association to not be a political party. Many other parties that are interested were not present during the court proceedings, and they got what they call default judgment. Now, if some other interest groups or associations or even INEC choose to go back to that same court, they are still within the ambit of the law to ask the court to review the judgments or now present further facts or material facts to prove that such a judgment given in default ought not to be given. So if the courts find such evidence or such facts sufficient enough to quash the initial judgment or order given, it is still within the ambit of the law for the court to so do. So now, I think what is going on right now is because this is a political case, and considering the fact that the NDC as a political party had rapidly grown within a short period of time, definitely it is going to attract a lot of attention. There are so many circumstances where default judgments are reviewed by the same courts who equally ordered such a judgment, and nobody hear about it because it is within the function and the operation of law. So what you see today, and as a result of the judgment given yesterday, for me, I personally have not had the opportunity of seeing the certified true copy of the judgment. But in my opinion, being a default judgment, I believe that the court is still acting within the ambit of the law. After all, it was the same court who ordered the party to be registered, and the same court is saying, no, we have not had some more sufficient evidence, to look into before. So, for me, what is there is that what most Nigerians are really asking is, a lot of people had invested their millions and billions of naira, their resources, their commitment into the party. It is the acted of all these things in response to the court judgment. And the same court now coming back again to say, no, the judgment we gave initially is not enough. We are now cancelling the judgment. For public opinion and for the public interest, that is what is drawing the attention of the entire country and the world at large. So I think the political party would find so many other legal remedies, to adopt to probably get the party back, or whichever way they should be able to get it back.
All right. So maybe we could even look at INEC, because we've seen even when the ADC was asked to be deregistered by the matter that was brought to the court by former legislators on some grounds. And at the end of the day, INEC, appealed for stay of execution, right? Because of the processes have already started, like you mentioned, can there be maybe a fine if there are infractions, allegedly, or the fines given because of the resources invested in the future of the nation? People are concerned about it. That could be said. But let's talk about your party now, right? How has it been? You, with the NDC, you came on board at the same time. How has it been? How has the traction been? How has the response been? How have Nigerians responded to your party?
Well, before I respond to that, I would like to make a little bit of clarification to what happened in the case of a federal high court sitting here in Abuja that declared the ADC and 4 other political parties to be deregistered by INEC. Immediately that judgment came, many of us spoke against the judgment because we believe that that judgment cannot stand, because we understand the constitutional provision and the constitutional threshold for an existing political party to remain existence in view of the law. And when we saw the judgment, I said, no, this judgment cannot stand, because INEC in its own response affidavit stated clearly that these political parties have met with a constitutional threshold to remain as political party. For instance, you have the ADC, for instance, that won 1 or 2 National Assembly elections in the last 2023 election. That alone is sufficient to make the party remain. Then you have the Zenith Labour Party that equally won some few elections at the local level. What the constitution says is that a political party, there are so many conditions, but one of the conditions is that for the political party to remain, such a political party must have won at least 1 election in the area council, a general election or so on. At least just 1 election into the World Council is enough to remain, to sustain the political party. So we know that that judgment is a miscarriage of justice. And that is the reason that INEC had to apply, approach the Court of Appeal, because INEC knew that that judgment cannot stand. So it is a little bit different from the scenario of yesterday. All right. So unlike the scenario of yesterday, it was INEC who is even insisting that it is an issue with the logo. All right. So it makes it a little bit dynamic. INEC will definitely is a party that is interested in opposing such existence of the NDC. So having said that, for us as a party, a political party is quite an enormous responsibility, particularly in a country such as Nigeria. And of course, upon the registration of the DLA, we open up our channel of registration of membership, and we started getting membership. And we've gone through the stages of conducting our congresses. Then we now have our structures across the country. We conducted our primary elections, and we began so many activities around the party program. So it's been an interesting moment, at the same time very high demanding in time and in operation, to put, considering the fact that the time frame, the party was announced registered, and the guideline came just a week after, and so many activities, but we are coping. That is the most interesting aspect. But Nigerians need fresh breath. And the fact that they understand that this is the first political party that is rooted in ideology, like we have always mentioned, ideology in leadership, in mentorship, and in training young people and Nigerians at large, trying to create community within the community of Nigeria, and equipping ourselves and members of the party for the tasks ahead of us in leadership. Because we believe that we must set agenda and a system down for us to have industries in place. So we're not waiting for us to get into governance before we should begin to do what we have to do. We're already doing that even from the political association, down to the political party, and beyond. So we're doing everything possible to carry our members along. Our primary elections was conducted in the best and the most transparent manner, and we have our representatives. When the campaign began, we'll begin to let Nigerians know what we have to offer to Nigerians. We already have it in our manifesto. Then we'll begin the campaign, and I'm sure, I'm very convinced that Nigerians would give it to us to enable us to champion the affairs of this country.
All right, so many Nigerians are of the opinion, or we've heard the opposition say time and time again, that the ruling party seem to be an interested party in some of the issues that we've noticed in political parties. In fact, we've heard, the NDC yesterday, the national chairman was speaking, and he said that it's an attempt to shrink the Nigerian political space. You are in that space. Is there any attempt to shrink that space? And if there is, where do you think the attempt is coming from?
Yeah, I strongly believe without doubt that the current government, led by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, without mincing words, is scared of the oppositions. But what I always advise political parties to do is to keep their house in order. You understand? So they must keep their house in order. But whether there is an intention, there is a deliberate intention by the ruling government of this country to ensure that there is no existence of opposition because of the president. And it is very shameful and very bad for the image of Nigerian democracy in this country. You have a system, you have a government that ought to, implement programs to benefit Nigeria. You are in government. You are controlling the state and the resources of the country. You have all it takes to do what you have to do, for people to love you, for people to follow you. But you choose not to do that. You choose to neglect the people. You abandon the insecurity. You left the people to their fate. The governors are enjoying, you took away the fuel subsidy, and you claim that you're giving the resources, the money, back to the state governors. In return, the state governors are now enjoying more resources. There is no public declaration by the president compelling the governors to do what they have to do. Because you are the commander-in-chief. You are the leader of the country, and you claim that you're giving governors money, that people should hold the governors accountable. How? Because all the necessary policies are to come from the federal. Since we have weak governors, we have governors that are insensitive, then if you know as a president that you have the interest of the people at heart, you are the one who removed the fuel subsidy, you are the one who caused the pains for Nigerians. So the president of Nigeria and his leadership and the APC had failed Nigerians, so that is the reason they have gone ahead to tackle the opposition political parties, to ensure that there is no existence of viable opposition political party. But that is their game. There is also the other side of the game on the part of the opposition political party to maintain some level of integrity and work hard. Because if you do not work hard, these guys are out to rubbish and to do whatever they want to do to remain in power. And when they remain in power, we lose. It says the people, they don't care about the number of people that are being killed in Zamfara. They don't care about the number of people that are being killed in Borno. They don't care about those that are being killed. And that is the reason that up to this moment, there is no policy in place to regulate the business of cattle in Nigeria. There is no policy in place to protect farmers, farming communities, and farmlands. And they are all here in their various state capitals, and here in the FCT, with high level of security guards protecting themselves. So the fear of not losing the election is what you are saying that is making them to push so hard to upturn judgments and do whatever they can do to ensure that there is no viable opposition political party in Nigeria. But that is going to fail again, because Nigerians are wiser. The same people who are doing all of this, and they are few in number, they don't have more knowledge than many of us too. So Nigerians will continue to work things around and get themselves ready ahead of time, because if you allow this current government to go beyond 2027, we are in trouble with all of this killing. Remember, recently you heard the president's spokesman, saying that people are enjoying now more than it was before President Bola Ahmed Tinubu came on board. That is to let you know the mindset. That's to let you know what they are thinking about. Just recently, the wife of the president equally said that it doesn't cost so much for you to get something to roast corn, kuli, fry akara, and the rest of them. That is their mindset. We're in a world where countries are developing their people, equipping their people for technological development, for industry, for manufacturing, and you have a presidency that is willing and ready and passionately working so hard to impoverish Nigerians. How can somebody who is selling kuli be able to build a house? In a country where there is no housing system, proper housing system, no electricity, nothing, then you are telling young Nigerians with so much passion, energetic Nigerians to go into frying of selling kuli, frying akara, and selling roasted corn. That is their mindset. These guys have nothing to offer the country.
Right, so I'd like to ask now, because some persons have talked about the fact that it seems opposition themselves have not really shown unity. Because we had the Ibadan convention, you were there at the convention, Ibadan meeting perhaps, and communique was read, one presidential candidate to be presented, but now almost all the parties have candidates that have been thrown up. So it seems that resolution has not been able to hold water, and some Nigerians have said that if the opposition cannot come together, right, that's like a walk in the park for the APC.
The opposition political parties provide a platform. Nigerians will decide. And I said it even right from the Ibadan summit. It is not proper to ask opposition political party not to nominate their presidential candidates. No. What is right is for them to nominate and finish their nomination process, which is part of their electoral guidelines. I do not want to say that the opposition are not united. The opposition were not brought from the moon. They were not brought from Ghana or from America or from Canada or from Niger. They are Nigerians. What is there is that Nigerians are not participating. Obviously, Nigerians are discouraged. And that is why many Nigerians are not participating in politics. And most times they will tell you, oh, they have rigged the elections, there is nothing we can do, just allow them to do this man they have won, just leave it. And the more we paint that scenario, the more we give that impression, the more we are fueling and energizing them to commit more havoc. Because these guys are ruthless, they don't have conscience, and that is why they see, if you know the level of deaths and killings that is going on in this country that is not, publicized in the media, you'll be marveled. And sometimes you can't even put it up because of policies. So, it is not true that the opposition political parties are not united. We are strongly, very, very united. You cannot tell the opposition political party not to fill in their candidates. It's after they have finished the processes of nominations. Then, during the campaigns, they can come together and unite among themselves. And then confront the common enemies, the oppressors of the nation, those who have kept us back, those who have taken us back 20 years back. So, we are united, we are formidable, we hold our meetings, we are very strategic, and I'm very sure in no distant time, when we begin to roll out the candidates of the party, political parties will unite and roll around among themselves to see how we can get through this very unfortunate situation we find ourselves in the interest of the country.
All right, so are we going to be having a lot of shoulder to shoulder standing, like you've stood with the ADC, you've stood with AAC, with the NDC?
But definitely we're going to look at for those who can represent the party. In many states, we believe that the current crop of governors we have today have not shown sufficient leadership to remain. We look at it. We believe that there is a need for us to. But in the area of the presidency, that has failed woefully. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has failed woefully. And there is no basis.
Conclusion.
That is a conclusion. Is manifesting. It's obvious that this current administration has failed, except they can do something very dramatic, to save the current situation that we find ourselves. So there will be a time after this whole exercise, the political parties can unite together and then probably support a singular candidate. It is still possible to come back to that same round table, to choose a common someone to support. It is still very, very possible. It might be the DLA, it might be another political platform.
So I have two questions for you from some of our viewers this morning before I let you go. Someone is asking that with the level of political problems that we've seen in very political parties, what is the DLA doing so that you do not also get involved in these issues?
We have done a lot, and that is the reason we are still standing very strong. And just immediately after our party was registered, we had some level of influx into our party. And of course, sometimes these persons come not with good intention, but with intention to come in and, find a space and find a way to destabilize the system. We've seen so many of them, but because of our constitution, that will not allow any person who just come into the party to hold position, but except you fulfill certain requirements, we're able to put such people under check. And in the course of checking them, we'll actually find out who they are. So we are doing that on a daily basis. What is very important as well, which many political parties had failed in so many ways, is adhering to your constitution and your own personal guidelines. There are so many complaints about aspirants who participated in party primaries in many political parties in Nigeria, just the last concluded party primaries. We so much complain about irregularities and what have you. Now, these challenges are there because political parties failed to comply with their own guidelines and with their constitution. For us, we have identified all of these things that one way for us to remain strong is for us to obey our constitution and our guidelines. Once you are able to stabilize on that foot, then you are good to go, and that is what we are doing as a party.
All right, so I'll ask you the last question. This person is saying that is the DLA looking at an alliance or a major future?
No. Major is not going to be part of it, except another political party is coming in to join the party. In terms of alliance is a welcome development at all time. We are ready to, create an alliance and understanding with other political groups, for us to work in the interest, especially areas where it is very difficult to defeat the oppressors. So you must work in alliance with other political structures and work out with the modalities to achieve your aims and objectives. That is very, very open, and we're very much open to that. But in terms of major, no. Major is not in contemplation of what we believe we're already strong. All we want right now is for Nigerians to join forces with us in the movement. So let us begin to actualize our goals and objectives.
So you are saying that on Tuesday you'll be at the courts to support Omoyele Sowore?
We're very strongly in support of Omoyele Sowore. We believe that Omoyele Sowore has not committed any crime known to law. No. In other countries, people abuse their presidents, and you are the leader. So how does Sowore calling the president a criminal, which he said he can prove? But I don't want to mention that. I don't want to say that the president is a criminal. But when you look at some of the things that is going on in the country, and you have a presiding officer of the country that still turn blind eyes to some of these things, and
but these issues have been here for a long time, and it seems the country, the presidency is grappling with this. We've even heard people say insecurity cannot be defeated by a snap of a finger.
So how is that the business of Sowore? Sowore is not a member of the armed forces. Sowore is an activist and a politician and someone who believes in good governance. You may not like his style, you may not like his approach, you may not even believe that he is going to be the president of Nigeria. That is the business of anyone. He is not my very good friend, but as someone I have seen him from afar, and I believe that he is fighting for a good cause. I have equally monitored what his antecedents. Look, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu should appreciate those who are speaking from the outside his government. Because it looks like he's surrounded with people, the nay and the yes sayers, and those who are saying, oh, you are the best. Things are going wrong in this country. We need more people to speak up for Nigerians. We need more people to speak the truth. We need people to speak to power. And the judiciary should be very careful. Because if the judiciary begin to dance to the tune of these politicians by sending every activist and freedom fighters and those who are speaking for the interest of the people to prison, a time will come when they will turn against the judiciary. Nobody will speak for them. And we are getting towards that direction. Unfortunately, that is where we are going to. Somebody is speaking against the issue of insecurity and is calling on the president to come and respond as a judge, as a judicial officer. You are whatever, because look, you don't revoke bail by mere non-appearance of an accused person in just one sitting. No. You must consider certain conditions. If his bail is not revoked, is he likely to run away from justice? You and I know Sowore is a public person. If you leave Sowore for 1 month or 2 months, he will definitely organize 1 or 2 protests. So you can get him if you think he's not appearing in court. So we sense that the decision taken by the court is not in the interest of justice. It is in the interest to silence his voice. Interestingly, the more you do so, the more you are raising attention to the injustice going on in the country.
Right.
So we will stand by every Nigerian who believe that this country should work, and for those Nigerians who are speaking up, we need them. We need Nigerians to speak up. Those Nigerians that are speaking up are very few, and you want to silence the few ones that are speaking. That cannot work.
Thank you so much, Barrister Samuel Mehma, National Chairman of the Democratic Leadership Alliance, DLA, for coming on the program this morning.
Thank you so much for having me.
I wish you and your party all of the best.
Thank you so much.
All right, so let's go for a short break, and when we return, the program continues. Please stay with us.
Up with Global Morning, your daily guide to what's happening and making the rounds.
We delve into headlines, newspaper reviews, spot-on analysis, policies, current events, real talk, real issues that affect us all.
From the latest trends to the debate, every topic, every angle, Global Morning is where it all starts.
Global Morning.
For the latest issues,
Always on point.
Watch Global Morning Monday to Friday at 7 a.m. Saturday and Sunday at 8 a.m. on Global Television.
In an age of breaking news, you need a trusted source that prioritizes accurate, factual, and unbiased reporting. This is AM News, and I am Ubong Usoro.
On Global Television, our news is rooted in verified and authoritative storytelling that keeps you educated, informed, and enlightened on all the issues that matter to you. I am Sadia Yakubu. This is Midday News.
You can trust a multi-platform news broadcast real-time and fast-check stories for all the big local and foreign headlines round the clock. I am Ramsey Enoch Agbo. This is News Express.
Our array of anchors delivers the news to our teeming viewers, breaking it down with context and perspective. This is News Cycle on Global Television. I am Anieti Patrick.
And the flagship news is your hub for the day's most engaging stories. This is News Prime, and I am Jumai Manson.
Did you miss any of our news rounds? No worries. Catch up at 10 p.m. and midnight, 7 days of the week. I am Mukhtar Kasim.
Global TV is on DSTV channel 365 and Star Times channel 276. We're active across all social media platforms at Global TV NG.
Global TV News. Accurate and unbiased. I'm Uyi Agmofwebe.
Thanks for joining us. The rainy season is certainly making its presence felt, with many parts of the country receiving widespread and significant amount of rainfall over the past few days. And if you've been enjoying the cooler weather, there's more to look forward to. As we head into Tuesday, an overnight weather system is expected to bring thunderstorms to parts of Borno, Adamawa, Taraba, some parts of Kaduna, Kebbi, the Federal Capital Territory, Nasarawa, Niger, Plateau, some parts of Benue and Kogi states. So if you're heading out early, don't forget to keep your umbrellas closed. For our coastal communities, including Lagos, Ondo, Ogun, some parts of Delta and Cross River State, expect a damp start to the day with intermittent showers. As we move into late afternoon and evening, another round of rains and thunderstorms are expected to develop across much of the northern region, the north central states, and several locations within the southern cities. Overall, the weather remains unsettled with more rainfall activities expected in the coming days. Keep an eye on the forecast, take extra care on the roads, and stay safe. Thank you for watching.
Up with Global Morning, your daily guide to what's happening and making the rounds.
We delve into headlines, newspaper reviews, spot-on analysis, policies, current events, real talk, real issues that affect us all.
From the latest trends to the debate, every topic, every angle, Global Morning is where it all starts.
Global Morning.
For the latest issues,
Always on point.
Watch Global Morning Monday to Friday at 7 a.m. Saturday and Sunday at 8 a.m. on Global Television.
All right, welcome back from that short break, and I hope you enjoyed every bit of that segment between Ubong Usoro and our guest, who is the DL party chairman. So up next is a taste and texture. Are you a fellow foodie? If yes, then this is for you.
Hello everyone and welcome to Taste and Texture. Today we're going to prepare a delicious Nigerian delicacy and we will be demonstrating it from scratch. Our delicacy on this episode is beans cake and pap. I am your creative chef, Saadatu Garba. Beans cake, popularly known as akara, and pap is one of the traditional breakfast options in a Nigerian household. Akara and pap is a hearty morning meal for most homes because of its light and filling nature. It is a delicacy made from beans, while pap is made from maize. I hope you enjoy the recipe. Ingredients: beans, red bell peppers and scotch bonnets, onions, vegetable oil, salt and water. The ingredients for pap include pap, water, canned or powdered milk, and sugar. To prepare, wash and peel your beans. Add your beans, onions and peppers into the blender. Add a little water and blend till smooth. After blending, transfer into a bowl and use a mixer or a spatula to beat the mixture to make it fluffy. Add some onions to your oil to make it flavorful. Fry your akara in batches until golden brown and transfer to strain the excess oil. To make your pap, put the raw pap into a bowl. Add a little bit of cold water, then mix. Boil your water and quickly add into the mixture while turning to avoid lumps. Add your milk and sugar and your pap is ready. That's it on today's episode of Taste and Texture, and I hope you will try this recipe on your own. I'll see you again on the next creative recipe. This is Saadatu Garba saying take care of yourself.
All right. There's been a speculation online since yesterday, or they've been hits on social media since yesterday. Where we have the wife of the president saying you could start akara business with pap or kuli, granite or corn. So here we brought up akara and pap as breakfast. So Ubong Usoro, I hope you're ready.
For what?
For the akara, let's start akara business.
To patronize akara.
Yes, to patronize me, Sadia akara.
But in sincerity, I love akara.
I know you do. I brought that one purposely. We came up with akara and pap.
Right. And I know many Nigerians love akara, especially for Saturdays and Sundays.
That's a normal breakfast for Nigerian people.
So I think let's pull up that video, right? We'll pull up that video as we continue our conversation. We'll have that video, so we'll play. We'll highlight, what the president's wife said, and I'll bring some perspective to those issues from my own end, right? We could talk about business, how people could do business, especially people who are in rural communities, because in all fairness, there are many persons who sit down. Where I stay, one of the days I was discussing with somebody, and I know of a woman who has 3 children. Their husband is a welder. He's not really like a big time. Yeah, they are just managing. They have 3 children, struggling, right? And she doesn't do anything. She doesn't do anything. She doesn't do. So one of the days I was forced. I know this is not. It's not my work, but I was forced to ask her, and I asked her, I said, hello ma'am, why are you not, which work did you used to do? She said that she learned how to, she learned how to breed hairs at a point, but she wasn't able to complete her training. That she got pregnant, as when her husband came, that was when she got married, the story, that was the story. So I'm like, so what else can you do? She said that for now she wanted to start a business. She doesn't have money. I was asking the business. She wasn't even able to tell me the business, right? So I discussed with somebody. I was like, okay, let me see. I can maybe give her 50,000 because I wasn't comfortable that every day you see her, take the children to the local school, take the children back from the local school. Her husband, I know that man is struggling. He's feeding 4 people with a job that you are not so sure if you have a work the next day, and almost living in penury, right? So there are people like that. You're not doing anything, you don't have enough, you instead prefer to ask people for money. Because I know how many times have accosted me to ask you for, please can you give me.
Alright, so we have a video. Let's just play the video, then we'll come back. Yes, then we'll come back to our discussion.
We're trying to give hope, and to start Akara business doesn't take a lot of money. To start roasting corn, or somebody even said about grant, you see they're saying that kuli doesn't take much. We didn't give them a loan, we gave it to them as a grant. So we've encouraged Nigerians as best as we could. What is within our hands, I have given, and I keep giving. And those are the things we've done. I remember giving for TB. When I heard there's so much TB cases, I gave 2 billion. To breast cancer, I gave 1 billion. To food malnutrition, I gave 500 million.
All right, so over the president's wife, the Senator Oluremi Tinubu, speaking, and for me, I think that there's a bit of politics in this, how people have rewired this message. I understand the context that yes, Nigerian women can fly aircrafts, Nigerian women can, be bank managers and all of that. But when you look at this woman, first of all, this woman was not elected as the president of Nigeria. She was not elected as the president of Nigeria. Anything she does today, right, is she's doing it out of our own, our own love for the people. She does not owe us any project. She doesn't. She's not an elected representative. She doesn't. So anything she does is out of her own volition and will, right? And the last we checked, this woman has donated more than 7 billion naira to various women initiatives all across the country. And she keeps saying it just like she said it in that video. If you listen to that video today and you hear it, she said this monies we've donated is based on donations and it's not government funds. We could debate if it's government funds or not, but that's what she said. If we want to believe her, I felt that she was talking from a place of a woman that has seen many women who would have at least started something, but they sit down saying, and we know many of those women in our communities. We know many of those people. I have them on my DM. They sit down doing nothing, right? Complaining, asking you for money, looking for support every now and then. And she's saying, instead of you doing this, why don't you start something first?
But then before she said that statement, she didn't even classify the people she was referring to. For example, for me, she should have said those women sitting idle, or those women, you understand, from other communities, you understand, then all of us, let me just use the language, all of us would then understand that, yes, this message is not for
us. So the question is, what was the question she was responding to?
Exactly.
Because we cannot make a full judgment. If somebody asks me now, what do you think that rural women should do to be able to make a living?
So I want to believe that wasn't the full video. It was cut. And the point of the question the journalist asked her.
Because this is not an extemporaneous speech. This is not the president's wife coming to, okay, I want to address women today. No, this is a response to a question.
So what was the question?
What was the question?
Yes.
We have to ask the question because it's the questions that determine the response.
Yes.
Right? So I understand that in the age of social media, a lot of persons, even it happens to, when I was preaching in a church, right? There's the statement I said, and later somebody called me and said, this is what I heard this person say about what you said. The context was totally different from what I meant, right? And people can do this. People can spin news like this. They just listen to a 1 hour clip and cut out 30 seconds from a 1 hour clip and post it online. It will give you the full message, right? And it won't be fair in our assessment to now judge without listening to the totality of what she said, because she could have said some things like, for instance, say the devil in, for instance, I'm saying something now as a Christian. I said even the devil, or when the devil spoke in the scripture, and somebody quotes that and said, oh, Umong says that the devil gives us advice in the Bible. Yeah. It can make sense, but when you look at it at the context that even the devil, he told Jesus at the point, he told Jesus, this is stone, turn it to bread. And the man said, no, man shall not live by bread alone. It means the devil actually spoke. But it wasn't in a positive light. But people can just cut that one and misinterpret it. So I feel that a lot of persons that are coming after, because actually there's hardship in the land. Actually, a lot of persons are suffering. We cannot deny that. Many Nigerians are going through lots of pain. So that now gives opportunity, for people to be angry, and they are rightly so. They have the right to be angry. So because of that anger now, it can trigger people to, and especially this is politics period. People are looking at what is the president going to say, what is the wife going to say to make
drama out
and further push the narrative of citizen dissatisfaction. It is a tool in political science to push citizen dissatisfaction. If somebody say, oh, fuel is costly, you can now itemize it and highlight it to bring greater perspective to it. So I think that's just what happened.
All right, so aside from this story, I want us to talk about love. L-O-V-E, love.
So how does that...
Wait now, we'll get there. It's a Saturday, and we don't need something hard or something difficult, just flexible thing. All right, so relationship of this age, or relationship of nowadays, most, I'm not generalizing, and some would survive with money, and some would not survive with money. So do you think love can survive without money? That's what I wanted to talk about this morning. But before then, we'd have to banter between you and I. As usual. Do you think love can survive without money? My gender, most of my gender, once you don't have money, you're not good looking, you don't have flashy car, you don't live in an estate, we won't accept you.
Right.
We don't believe in let's manage, tomorrow would come. Most, I'm not generalizing.
Right.
Yeah.
I think it's both ways now too, because
it's both ways. But now my own gender, I know that we are topping
the chart, right? Yeah, because I know that even men who are now going into relationship because of what can be offered by the other party. I know men who wouldn't, date you or go out with you.
You're talking from the angle of the other gender.
Right.
While I will be speaking from the other gender. So let's do it like this.
Who wouldn't, date you or even go out with you if you are not from maybe a rich family, you are not doing well for yourself, if you are not, if you don't have the prospect of being financially, stable. I don't know, maybe it's because of the economy, I don't know, but I know that there are many men today that will lure around women that are seemingly successful or have careers that are going well for them.
Those are the class. Those are the men we say. And what do you bring to the table?
Of course, you should bring something to the table.
So
you don't bring something to the table.
Bring something to the table.
Yes, now something.
As a woman.
Of course, you must bring something to the table.
Okay, me getting married to you, me giving birth to kids for you. Are that not something?
You know that in marriage, in relationship, relationship favors women more than men.
So
but the street favors women more than men.
Yes.
So why should a man get into a relationship with you? It favors, with all sincerity, it favors.
How?
If you are looking at monetarily, right? Do you know how much you are going to spend to be in a relationship?
So that means love cannot survive without money.
I think it's not realistic. I'm being very fair, right? Even with the most of godly and humble and sweet women, right? I think that factor must be there because, come on, you go out for dates.
Okay, you have to maintain, you have to look good. So we need money to do.
Because these things don't fall from the sky.
So at what point do you call a relationship ATM machine?
Yeah, I think that we should also draw a line, right? There are some that are grossly transactional. Right? And I've seen those kind of persons. I've met with those kind of persons. I've met with persons that you just saw me today. By tomorrow, your gas has finished. Your father is sick. Your uncle had an accident. Waiting there happen.
For a new relationship.
New relationship is understatement. In a relationship, in a meeting, there's not up to 24 hours. So I met you at maybe a bus stop. By the time you go home, your gas has finished. How is that my responsibility? How is that of interest to me?
You've told me that you love me, right?
These days, you don't even need to tell somebody you love them.
Okay, you show me sign that you love me, right? That you want us to be together. There are ways you communicate. There are ways you tell someone. By
filling your gas?
No, I'm coming. There are ways you tell someone that, hey, this is what I want. Like, I want us to have, I want us to go in love. Like, let's just love me and I will love you. And they will be like, okay, there are signs you use. There are ways of communication. I'm coming.
That's why the president's
You should go and fry akara.
At least start from there first.
So as soon as I see that sign, that's the point where we start asking, telling you that, okay, our gas, so we don't have gas. We are in school. We have money to buy handouts. We have no.
That's extortion.
Yes, that's extortion.
Right. Let me just say something. I, once met with somebody, and that, like I said, you are going to need some level of financial ability, to be able to stay in a relationship, especially for a relationship that you think of something. I know that they say there are women that, quite truly, right? Maybe when we were in school, we had some female friends, that even used to bring food for us. Shout out to those girls.
When you were in school,
right, we had, not just me, like I said, me and my friends, we had, truly, we had these girls that were very understanding.
I need to note this one down.
No, I'm serious. We had, I won't tell you a lie. We had female students who did better than us because we were students who were going to school by God's grace, right? So we had people who were doing very well. I have a friend, right? She's the CEO of a company now. She has her own company. She makes shoes. Even when we were in school, she used to make shoes. I was like a reading partner, right? So I used to teach her, and because some of us were a bit bright, so I used to teach her and stuff. If she buys a textbook for herself, she buys that same textbook for me. Even if that textbook is 15,000. If she buys a textbook for herself, she buy it for me. If she buys this for me, she buys...
Wait, let me ask you one question. Are you in a relationship with her then?
She was my friend. I'm coming now. I was not in a relationship with her.
Okay.
She was my friend, right? So I'm just saying, even that could also apply to somebody that she's in a relationship with.
Okay.
I wasn't in a relationship with her. A person that if they have as females, if they have, and they will support it because they see there's a future they see. They see the vision. For instance, if you are dating somebody, the person is a first class student, you are almost sure that for maybe the school I attended, you are sure, and it's a federal school, you are sure that this person will be absorbed as a lecturer. At least will start earning salary in no time. So if the person does not have in 1 year, but he will be blessed for the rest of his life, why not support him? You know, there are women that think like that strategically, right? Why not support him in 2 years? He finishes school, goes for NYSC, he comes back, starts as a graduate assistant.
She should support him.
Yes, now she can.
Financially.
You know ramifications.
She should support him.
Is there a crime?
I want to understand that line. She should support him for 2 years.
There are many women that support men for longer than that. Have you not
And how did it end?
Some have ended well, Sadia. Some have ended very, very well.
And then some have.
It's life now.
No, you need to say.
Some too have not ended well.
So now see, we have those ones that didn't end well. They are higher.
No, you don't have that statistics. I bet you don't have that. Even the Nigerian Bureau of Statistics also have that.
You know, this is not a phone-in program. I would have loved you to hear people's opinion on this. I bet you the first 10 calls that will receive, that will speak on this show.
For women that supported men.
For women that supported men and how it ended.
It's many ended well.
No, don't say many. Let's just go by 50-50. All right. Let's say some did well, some died natural death.
No, it happens. You know, this is human nature. And in sciences, they say...
You're not talking about science.
No. I'm
just talk about law.
Let's go on to physical sciences now. You cannot have... It's very difficult for you to have 100% of something.
Yeah, that's true.
In every just like supporting people, they are even in politics today. There are godfathers that support godsons to become governors, and they turn against them. Doesn't mean that governors will stop, wanting to bring successors. No, look at Rivers State for example. The FCT minister almost single-handedly brought Fubara to be governor. They had their own issues, and you see the same FCT minister that brought Okichenda. By if Christ tarries, may likely become the governor of Rivers State again. He has still gone ahead, and if this one still disappointing, he will still go ahead to bring another person.
Yes. So as soon as you support a man for 2 years, you're talking about relationship.
Yes.
See, when you support a man as a lady. Before the end of the relationship, as soon as he's back from NYSC, God bless him, he got a job, and then he started earning, he won't think of you again that struggle with him.
No, that's not true.
That's true.
You may say he may.
No,
because it's a probability.
There is nothing like he may.
You are talking with finality, and I won't agree. I will sit here as a man and accept that.
I am telling you,
I will sit here as a man and accept that.
You don't need to accept
That's not right. That's not being fair to us.
That's not being fair to you. Okay, just listen to my statement first. All right. You see, as soon as he starts earning, he now owns a car. Before he even owns a car, start changing. He will see you as that local lady that doesn't suit in standard anymore. We have them. I'm not generalizing it.
Now you're not generalizing.
I'm not generalizing it. We have those men that keep to promise. They value the sacrifice of women. Where they started, the journey and every other thing. We have men that value those ones and will feel, I can't betray this person. For the stress, for the patience, for the sacrifice and every other thing that this other lady has given me for these years, I will not betray her. will die here.
Yeah,
then we have other men again that once they start receiving, let's say, 2M as salary, they have car, they have house, you know, they will see this. Sadia is too local for me. I can't marry Sadia again. I have arrived.
You know, the same thing happens to women, right? So that's why I say you should not, because there are many women.
No, I'm not generalizing it.
Right. There are many women that once maybe you send them to school or even send them abroad, right? You send them to school. Maybe we've heard stories now. I have somebody I know very particularly. That thing almost crushed his life, but thank God today he's been able to back up. He had a woman, they were together. He said, okay, since the two of them cannot get into school at the same time, they were orphans struggling. You go to school. I will ride Okada, gather money, do all sort of things. You know, you go to school. When you are back, I will now go to school. That was the greatest mistake of his life.
All for no.
Maybe for that. You know, so she got into school and got people who are also in school to date. It happens. You see, even for people, if you have a friend, so maybe you're not even dating. You can't date only. We have a friend who's a close female friend to you. You're in secondary school, and she gets admission before you. I can assure you that 80% that relationship, that friendship will not be there because women, most women, right? Most women love to be with people that add value to their life and people that will upgrade them. You know, most women use men to climb the social ladder. So you see, if a man is a senator, women will want to see.
The man don't even need to stress himself; they will come naturally. Yeah. I know that one.
So let's even talk about women. Your gender is the biggest culprit in this.
No, your gender too as well. It's a 50-50 something.
No, it's not a 50-50.
No. It's a 50-50 something.
Men are more faithful than
which men are faithful? Women are more faithful than men.
Sadia, I cannot agree that.
Me too cannot agree that.
I have been faithful, and I know men.
That's you. Me, I am also faithful. Yeah. That's me.
But men are more faithful.
What about others?
Men are faithful.
Women are faithful.
So why are women afraid of DNA test?
Not women. Some men also are afraid of. Let me tell you something. The issue of
DNA. More women are afraid of DNA test than men.
Wait now. The issue of DNA test, it's all about marriage. That one is marriage. I don't want to go there. That's an extramarital affair. And you know, we spoke about
and
it.
Who does it more?
Both the men and women. Married women. Ubong.
It's okay. Let's go for a short break first. And when we come back, we'll continue with the conversation. Please stay with us. Alright, so we're still talking about can love survive without money? Sadia?
Yeah, Ubong. Yes, we have a report from Ogochikumobuno, our colleague who is running this program, Random, alright, where she also treated this topic, can love survive without money. So let's just have that play and then we'll come back and continue deliberating here today.
Right. Alright, stay with us. We'll be right back.
Can love survive without money? I know everyone, you are just waiting, like, can love really survive without money? Well, we are going to find out. Of course, it is randoms where we air random issues. The program is where we can talk about whatever we want to talk about, and we hit the street, of course, for real opinions from real people on issues that affect our everyday life. So this one, we'll definitely do it on the street. But before we go to the street, today we're discussing a topic that has sparked countless debates in homes, relationships, and even on social media. Can love truly survive without money? Some people believe genuine love can work either any financial storm, while others argue that financial stability is essential for a successful relationship. So what do Nigerians think? Let's find out as we take on the street. Well, before we go to the street, definitely, let me tell you my own take, because definitely you have to hear from me, okay? Now, to some extent, love can actually survive. But you know that money is more like the air we breathe right now. It's as important, let me not say it is more, it is as important as the air we breathe. Just like you want air to live, that's the reason, that's also a way you want money, you want to be financially stable to an extent, to be able to sustain a good relationship. Now, most persons will tell you, the women are so money conscious. I understand, but then again, as a man, do you want to actually be broke? Do you want to go date a girl when you know you do not have anything? Some people will tell you, oh, what if he has he has prospects? What if he has vision? What if he has a lot going on for him and all of that? He has a future. Everyone do have a future, but to an extent, before you tell a girl I love you, this is my opinion. Your opinion counts, of course. Before you tell a girl I love you, please, to an extent, be financially stable. You might not have it all. I'm not even asking you have it all, but financially stable. Not because that lady is coming into your life to, pursue money. Some persons will tell you, oh, ladies are just so money centered. Some persons will tell you, ladies are materialistic. There's no lady that isn't materialistic. So even if you tell yourself, I want to go to the village and go pick up a village girl, you are going to bring her to the city. And when she sees the beautiful thing in the city, I'm telling you the fact right now, she's going to change. She's going to start going after these beautiful things. Nobody really likes poverty. Nobody likes it. When I mean poverty now, I'm talking about poverty in the sense that you have nothing doing. If you have something doing in your hands, you have a job, it might not really be big, the money might not be coming big, but it should be able to sustain you, your basic needs. Then you can bring up somebody else as a relationship. You want someone to spend the rest of your life with you. You want to spend your lives together. This person brings, and maybe you grow that way. But if it is just, I'm just there, I'm just looking for who to manage with me, and you yourself as a guy, I'm using the guys as an example because I'm a lady. So you yourself as a guy, you are struggling. You are even finding it difficult to eat 3 square meals or 2 square meals. Maybe you eat 100. You don't do 101. You struggle for the other ones. You borrow almost all the time and all of that. Please, I know you need love and everybody do, but please, do not go into a relationship. Do not go looking for someone to suffer. And if you're a lady and you just think you're going to fold your arms and walk with your heels high and expecting every man to take care of your, your needs, please, I'm so sorry, but you are living in delusion. You are just living in your fantasy. Perhaps you watch too much Barbie movies and you have to get away from that, illusion, that delusional act you're actually living in, because it's never happening. It's never happening in today's Nigeria or anywhere around the world. Nobody wants a liability. Nobody wants a woman that cannot cater for herself. So you as a woman, on your own part, you should know that you are able to meet up with your basic needs. You can actually buy things for yourself. That wig you are looking for a man to buy for you, you should be able to, save up for it. You should be able to also save up for those fancy clothes and, shoes, whatever it is, vacation. You should be able to meet up like at least 70% of your needs. Then you can say, okay, I want to go into a relationship. But if you go into a relationship with this idea of, with the mindset of, I'm going into a relationship because I want a man who can take care of me, my dear, that's when you will lose it. And I think a lot of persons actually lose it, in that aspect. A lot of persons go into a relationship thinking that a man is supposed to cater for their financial needs and all of that. Yes, the man is the head of the home, but if that is all you're waiting for, you are missing it and you are going to fall out of love very fast. Why? Because it is you have already projected money in front, not love. So love isn't the reason why you're going into the relationship. You are going for money. So if the person lacks money or the person is not able to meet up with your financial needs, or if the person says no to you when it comes to finances, you're already angry. But if you have your own money, you can buy whatever it is you want to buy. You can do whatever it is you want to do. Your boyfriend or husband or whatever, your partner has his own money. You can both grow, you can both assist each other. Who says ladies don't buy gifts for men? No, you can actually buy a gift for your man. I've seen women actually who bought cars, good gifts, even gift their husband, money. So please, you can actually do that for your man. Well, that is my own opinion. So please drop yours in the comment section while we go out on the street, because it's so important. Let's hear what people, talk about. But let's hear their own side of, this particular question. Can love survive without money in today's society? So follow me as we go out to the streets.
My name is Mr. Michael Anefo.
Michael Anefo.
Yeah.
Can love survive without money in today's relationship?
Mbao.
Why?
Love cannot survive without money. In fact, the love of money is incited in women of nowadays. You can see it presently in their eyes. Some of them, if you approach them, what you will hear is, do you have money? What's your account balance and all that? What do you do for a living? So they are after money. It cannot survive without money. So majorly, love is just like a trade. Yeah, it's just like a trade in this modern day. Thank you.
So, which causes more problem in a relationship? Lack of money or lack of love?
Lack of money.
Why do you say so?
I'll confidently say that it's lack of money, because money is actually what is leading to the relationship. So without money, there will be serious matter. Someone can love you without someone cannot love you without money, but they can stay with you because you have the money.
So what advice would you give to young people about balancing love and finances?
The advice I only give to young people is what they will do is that they have to do their best and leave the rest for God, because nowadays relationship, we don't know how it is, but do your best and leave the rest for God. But make sure in all your doings, make sure you have money.
All right, so lastly, lastly,
okay.
What matters most for you for a successful relationship? What matters most? Is it communication, trust, love, or money?
Communication.
All right, thank you so much.
Communication.
My name is Ebere Money. Okay. I'm a Nigerian.
All right. So can love survive without money?
No.
Why do you
no relationship survive without money. Even parents and children relationship can never even survive without money.
Why?
And you know why? Because money is our backbone. Without money, you cannot get a lot of things done. Without money, you cannot go to school. Without money, you cannot eat. Without money, you can't even travel. So anybody that thinks that love can survive without money, how can I say that love can survive without money is a selfish mind. It has a selfish mindset. But in a situation whereby you have a partner that has been doing things for the family, all of a sudden he started going down. As a reasonable couple or a partner, you shouldn't give up on that person, because the person is a strong person. Both the men, both the women. Do you understand me? So my advice I have for Nigerian women or Nigerian men, when your partner are having issues or problem in the business, it's not a guarantee to leave that partner. All you need to do is to encourage the partner.
So can you marry someone that is financially struggling?
If I love the person, if the person's character is giving, forward, I like character. I think I go for behavior. He might have too much money, but you don't have, because I'm a fearless woman. If you don't have respect, I cannot roll with you. So if you're a man, think money is enough for you, you are making mistakes, because there are other bitches out there who are looking for behavior. So I go for behavior first. Do you understand me?
Okay.
So
all right.
Do you understand me?
For you most in a relationship?
Behavior, the way you behave.
Okay.
Like there's some men that if you look at them, behavior is everything. You wake up on time, you go and work out and do all the things. There are some Nigerian men, especially I'm an Igbo person, especially Igbo men, when they are married, they think is enough. Some of them will not go to the gym and their stomach will be going out. It's not good in a relationship. Do you understand?
My name is George.
George?
Yeah.
George what?
George Dunia.
Okay, George Dunia. I want to ask a question. Can love survive without money in today's society?
No, actually.
Why no?
Because I won't even go into a relationship if I don't have money.
So you believe money is the main thing?
No. It is not the main thing, but at least you need money to sustain yourself.
Okay. So do you think many people today choose partner based on financial status?
Yeah, sure.
Is it better to build wealth together or wait until you are financially stable before you start getting someone?
It's better to be together, actually.
Why do you think it's better to be together?
Because I'm the kind of person that I respect people a lot, and how you treat me when I don't have will actually tell me the kind of person you are. She gets like in a situation where I'm asking you out and you are telling me to go make money first before I can talk to you. Automatically you are out of the equation. There's nothing that will make me come back after making money, because it is obvious you don't like me. You want the money. That's how I feel. I see it.
Okay, so for you, what matters most for a successful relationship? What do you think you need for a successful relationship?
Communication, honesty.
Communication and honesty. Thank you so much.
My name is Rashida Salawi.
Okay, Miss Rashida, can love survive without money in today's society?
Well, yes, no.
Yes, no.
Yes, the reason why I say that is because, number one, the Nigeria we are living right now, 80% of ladies believe that money is everything. If you don't have money as a guy, you don't have a car, they will not want to date you. They will not, there is no love in such. The yes is this. My opinion, I will tell you, yes, love can survive without money. It depends on who you are dealing with. As much as there are Jesse girls out there, Jesse ladies that want money and the rest, there are still good ladies out there that if you don't have, they are ready to suffer with you. Especially when they see that you have potentials. You are hustling. Yes, you might not have now. You are hustling. You are not lazy. They build with you. At the end of the day, you can become millionaire. Because if you look at the society, we are a lot of rich men that you see out there. If some of them tell you that there was a woman behind them that believed in them, that they built together, and today they are now millionaire. Every rich man out there had a woman that was with him when he has nothing. So, from my opinion, yes, love can still survive without money. Money is not everything. There are ladies here, they want money. They don't even believe in love. But there are still some ladies out there that believe in love. That if they like you, even if you don't have, so long you have potential, they're ready to build with you.
All right, thank you. So can you marry someone that is financially struggling?
It depends. If he's financially strong and I see that there's a potential, because the Bible said it, that he that findeth a wife findeth a good thing, and he obtains favor on the Lord. I believe that I'm a favor to any man, either he's strongly or he's not strongly. I believe I'm a blessing to any man. So yes, I can marry a man that is struggling, because I see a potential that with me by his side, he can become a millionaire in the future.
So which of these causes more problem in a relationship? Is it lack of love or lack of money? Which of them do you think causes problem more?
If you love somebody, even though the person does not have money, you'll be patient. Whatever he brings to the table, you will manage, believing and praying and standing by his side with God that he will bring millions tomorrow.
All right. So what matters most for you in a relationship? Is it love, trust, communication, or money?
Two out of the three things you just mentioned.
Okay.
Communication and trust.
Thank you so much, Mr.
My name is Blossom.
Blossom.
Yeah.
Blossom.
Udo.
Blossom Udo.
Yeah.
The question today on the street is, can love survive without money in today's relationship?
Okay, yeah, the thing is, I think my generation already, we've lost it when it comes to love, money, and relationship. Money is essential in relationship, I mean, but money shouldn't be the thing that makes the relationship to survive. Because if you have money, you might not find true love, but I mean, you can have true love and still find money. So the thing is, having the mindset in my generation that, okay, without money, you can't survive in a relationship, I mean, it's a no for me actually, because without money you can always survive in a relationship. Love can still survive. Love has been surviving without money. That's the thing.
All right, so do you think many people today choose partner based on financial status?
85%, let's say 90% do it because of money. Like 90%, they don't do love because love is love. They do love because the financial aspect of everything. Yeah, so they do love for money.
So what matters most for you, when it comes to successful relationship, what matters most for you?
When it comes to a successful relationship, it's all about commitment for me. Being committed to someone you love so much, being committed to work hard with the person to earn whatever it is. Because you wouldn't just expect to come into a relationship which you never even build anything for, and you feel like you just start earning. No, you should start from somewhere with the person, and you have the leverage of earning. That's it for me.
Thank you so much, Udo. You really talked very.
My name is Mariam.
Mariam.
My name is Maria Ashboboy from Cross River State.
All right, Mariam. Can love survive without money in today's society?
Maybe yes. It's difficult for love to survive without money. But to me, I think I can be with a man that has potential, a man that has future, that is thinking maybe the direction that maybe tomorrow he will become somebody tomorrow. Yes, I can be with that person, even when the person doesn't have immediately at the moment. But when I have belief in him that this person can make it in life tomorrow. Yes.
Oh yeah, I can say. All right. So can financial hardship strengthen or destroy relationship? If you are with that man now that you are believing, and for years you are still believing it's not working, can it destroy relationship or it can actually build it?
If the man is not doing what I'm expecting for him to do, you know that
he's working hard though, but the money never still show.
It go show. It go definitely show. It go definitely come one day.
So you are patient.
Yes. I'll be patient. The money will definitely come. Yeah.
Okay. So lastly, what matters most for you for a successful relationship? What matters for you?
Patience.
Patience.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. It really does.
All right, so the question comes up again, can love survive without money? And many persons say it's a difficult question to answer, but it's good you have the money first.
Just like
start from
the
there.
other guy said that no, he can't go into a relationship without money.
Right.
Yeah, and then that other lady, the fearless one, you said, she said, can you manage with a man that doesn't have? She said yes, just trust him, trust the process. Support him rather than leaving him to suffer, to go through the whole phase of struggle alone. But then we have some persons, when you support them, they don't have, at the end of the day, they leave you to suffer when they get there. So that's why I said it's a 50-50 something, both from my gender and your gender as well. Your gender won't go into relationship if the lady is not from a wealthy family, if she's not from the family that is a well-to-do with, that is a good people, they already have it. And then my gender will not accept relationship from who is he, who is his dad, what does his father, how much do you have in your account, what kind of job are you into?
Right, and these are issues, right? Like we mentioned today. I think the government has a role to play in this, right? And one of the things the government has to do is that the economy must be okay. Because if the economy was okay, everybody has what to do. Nobody will be asking, can love survive without money? Because everybody will have what to do. Because we know that you need to fund things. There are things you cannot, get at the snap of your finger. You need to take care of yourself, you need to be able to pay transportation, get housing. These are basics that, makes it easier. It makes for the person to love you.
For me, love is, or relationship is joint, let me just say joint task force. All right, let me just use that language, joint task force, because it's what you have, you bring to the table. What I have, I bring to the table, and then we sort things out. You have your family, I have my family as well, and we have our own personal needs that we need to tend to. I don't want it to look like I'm relying 100% on you, the man, to provide for me. You understand? That brings respect between a man and a woman. Now, when a man sees a woman, she's always requesting, he will get tired at some point. And then he'll be like, if the relationship would let it just die natural death. I'm tired. You're constantly requesting for money. You're constantly requesting for this. You are healthy, hale and healthy. You can't go out to work and earn for yourself. At least when you earn, you won't always beg the man. You use the money to do one or two that you need. Then he would also channel his own into sorting out family issues or more important issues than doing hair or buying new clothes or going for or organizing a birthday party, or because Mrs. A has a car, I must have a car. So as I would pressure either my lover or my partner or my husband to buy me a car. Absolutely. If you're working and your husband is not saying you must bring your salary and do anything for him, then you can use your money to buy a car.
Okay.
You understand? So it's a 50-50 something. You can have your money and still help your husband or help your partner. You don't need to start requesting from anybody. Just make sure you're the driver, your own driver, your finance driver. You're just the driver of your affairs. If you need to buy Maggi or salt or braid hair, buy new clothes or hijab or jalabia, you don't need to start asking him. You already have the money to do all these things. Your mom is sick, your dad is sick, you don't have gas. You can do that on your own by yourself without asking.
Right, I think that was what the First Lady was saying.
Yeah.
Women, instead of begging, right, you can buy a car to pay school fees.
And even roast corn by the roadside.
And even kuli. Sorry, we have to end the program here. It's been a wonderful morning with you on Global Morning. Thank you so much, Adia, for doing this. And wish you lots of money.
Thank you.
And lots of love.
Thank you.
All right. So
Same to you.
Amen. All right, people. So we'll see you next week on The Morning. But keep watching Global TV and have a wonderful day.
Bye for now.
Bye for now.